All in all, Lisa and I feel like Carson City is a better place to live. Hi, it's Joshua Priou here today with Lisa Williams, and we are going to be talking about why it's better to live in Carson City than Reno. There are quite a few differences out there. Obviously, Reno is a larger city, and although Carson City is the capital of Nevada, it is a much more smaller and rural area, but there's a lot more to it than that. And so we're going to go through all the reasons why we believe Carson City is better than Reno.
So let me tell you why I prefer living in Carson City over Reno. So one of the biggest reasons we wanted to come to Carson City was when we were going to buy a home. Our home prices in Carson City are significantly lower than in Reno. Reno is approximately 5% higher in their real estate and in their pricing.
Oh.
The other reasons that we're here in Carson City is because we're so close to beautiful Lake Tahoe. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. People come from all over to see it. You can go skiing, swimming, boating, hiking, and just enjoy the lake. So why wouldn't you live in Carson City where we're so close?
That don't make no sense.
You can also come from Reno, but that's 20 minutes further. You could also buy up at the lake, but that's so much more expensive. Carson City is just the best choice. Carson City is the capital city of our state of Nevada. It's rich in history and has a really cool downtown eclectic area. You can walk around, there's restaurants and pubs and live music. It's a safe place to be, it's a fun place to be. It's alive and vibrant, so it's fun to go down there with your friends. Not quite the same vibe in Reno.
What? Why?
If you go downtown, that's a bit less desirable. It's the casinos, and there's a lot of homelessness. So if you're walking around downtown at night, it doesn't feel safe. And you certainly wouldn't walk down at night with your family. So where would you rather be? It's more of a small town feel. It's a community event. There's less people, so it's less crowded. It has a more relaxed lifestyle that we enjoy. There's also, because there's less people, there's less traffic. So it's not as congested. And for me, that equals less stress. And if you want to go to Reno and be in Reno, it's 20 minutes away. It's a 20-minute drive from Carson City.
Definitely a big important topic is going to be crime. Now, there is a much higher crime rates in Reno than Carson City. And so, real simply, violent crime in Reno is at 34 per 1,000. Now, that's higher than the national average of 22. And they do these statistics all, based on 1,000 people. So I rattle them off. That's going to be kind of how it is. Obviously, Reno has many more people than we do here in Carson City. 34 per 1,000 seems awful lot when it comes to violent crime. Carson City's crime rate for violent crimes is 2.8 per 1,000, significantly lower than Reno. And we start talking about property crime rate, you think about like burglaries, things like that. Reno's at 44.7 per 1,000. National average is 35. But here in Carson City, it's 9.1. And so crime is much lower here in Carson City. We don't hear about it very often. So here in Carson, you can find yourself being much more. Another great reason why Carson City is better than Reno is just the family-friendly atmosphere that we have here. It's just a smaller town atmosphere. Now, I will give Reno a lot of high acclaim for family, friendly stuff. We go to Reno all the time for activities. A lot of my kids' sporting activities are there, but we love to go see the Reno Aces. If we want to go to a specialized restaurant, maybe Reno's the better option for that. There's lots of big events and stuff that go on there that are definitely family. But when it comes to raising a family, smaller location, less traffic we talk about, less kids in our schools, less kids in each classroom. Those are all really important reasons why Carson City is just better than Reno. Also, distance-wise too, when you're talking about commuting, you get around from place to place. You want to go to the gymnastics place or the swim center or school. You're usually just a few minutes away. And in Reno, it would be 20 minutes. You might be sitting in traffic to get there. And so those are all real important reasons why the smaller town atmosphere just should be crazy.
Reno is seeing explosive growth, and there's no other way to explain it than explosive. Now, I have to admit, Carson City is growing too. We do have some new construction in Carson right now. Quite a few new homes going up. Lennar's building here, Genuine put up a really nice area, and they're going to continue to grow in that. But nothing like Reno. And there is more and more and more people coming here into the Reno area, like weekly. We're seeing a little growth, but not like Reno at all. So let me give you a few statistics. And just when it comes to Reno, it's a really expansive area. It's just there's the downtown area, and then there's kind of like the stretch along Highway 580, and then sort of some of the neighborhoods, but it's expanding. And so like the north of Reno, the North Valleys area where you'll find like Golden Valley and Lemon Valley and those areas, I mean, it's just growing and growing. And you've got new build construction out there with D.R. Horton and Lennar and Toll Brothers. And then the areas around it, the Sparks area continues to grow east. And then north of there is Spanish Springs. And it just keeps going and going. It's amazing. But specifically talking about Reno, there's about 545,000 people that live there now. Just like 5 years ago, there was like 250,000 people living there. But get this is the forecast for the future is a steady 4% growth year after year. At right now, we're about 540,000 people living there. By 2029, they're expecting to have 840,000 people living in Reno.
What?
Now, that doesn't include Sparks and Spanish Springs. That's just Reno proper. Damn! Which is, again, a very expansive area. But, man, I mean, I already go to Reno now. I talked about it a lot. Like, we were at a gymnastics competition just a couple of days ago. And it was a Sunday evening, like 6 o'clock. And we just went into like, I should just call it Raising Cane's. It's not really fast food, but it's like a fried chicken place. And there was a line out the door. And the drive-through must have had 30 cars in it. And I'm just not used to that where I'm at. We pull right up no matter what. And so little things like that, I don't do any grocery shopping in Reno, but I can only imagine the lines have been getting more and more. And the more people that come in here and the infrastructure is not growing at that same pace, it's just getting a little too hectic. And that goes back to what Lisa was talking about when it comes to traffic. It's almost amazing to me, but we work in all these different areas around Northern Nevada and then a lot in Reno. And I'm driving all over Dayton and Carson and Gardnerville and Minden. And it's just all kind of relaxed driving. It's not, congested at all. And I get into Reno and it seems like it's a completely different place. Like all of a sudden, there's all kinds of cars on the road and everybody's going like 15 miles over the speed limit and people swerving and you have to get on the freeway and off the freeway. And I'm used to that. I grew up driving in the Bay Area, but, white knuckles and even like on the side streets, you get off of an exit and you got to get over to that, the other side of the road to make that left-hand turn or something. And people are on, it's so much more hectic, so much more intense to me. When you're used to living in a rural area like this, everything's kind of slower pace and a little bit more calmed down. And that's one of the reasons why Carson is so much better than Reno. All in all, Lisa and I feel like Carson City is a better place to live. Of course, we live here, so we do have a little bit of a bias. And we do utilize Reno for a lot of things as well. We work there and we play there too. But as far as raising a family and living here and enjoying your day-to-day life, Carson City is just better. Now, Reno does have its advantages. You're going to have more entertainment options in Reno, concerts or sporting events or something like that. There's definitely a faster growing economy there. Heck of a lot more jobs there, especially if you're in the STEM nature, if you're an engineer or scientist or something like that. Reno is going to be a better location for you. because the commute from Carson to get to a lot of that those types of jobs is pretty darn far, especially in the winter when we're experiencing snow. Reno does have its advantages, but Carson is ultimately the better place when it comes to slower life, slower living, easier access to Lake Tahoe, which is a big part of my life. This is really the best choice. I think that's all we have really to talk about today. And if you like what you saw, please go ahead and make a comment, and please subscribe. We'd love to have more followers to our videos. We're going to be posting at least a new video every 2 weeks. We sell real estate here in Northern Nevada, all over the area. So we're happy to help you in Reno still, even though we live here in Carson. If you want to contact us, please go to our page and you can look up all of our contact information. We're happy to chat about anything you like. Of course, real estate is our forte, but if you just want to learn more about the area, that's what we're here for too. That's why we're putting these videos together, is to help people make a decision. But I do want to remind you that I'm Joshua Priou. Lisa Williams is the team leader of the A-Team Nevada. So thanks again.